Okay, I'm tuned in to watch the Johnny Depp, Amber Heard verdict. The jurors came out. They handed the things over for the judge, and the judge looks at it and goes, you need to fill out an amount. Okay, so somebody's getting something in this. She goes from $1 to whatever, but you have to fill out an amount. So back to the deliberation room. Oh my goodness. So what are they doing now? Now they've got to figure out compensation for someone, for something. So the judges, like I said, sent them back to the jury room to complete what they should have filled out. The hidden things. Okay, no, we need an actual amount. You just can't leave it blank to wonder, we have to compensate for the loss, okay? For the losses. How much, and it looks like more loss than less, if that card is right. Yeah, you have to go back and discuss it, okay? Go back to the jury room and discuss it, what you're going to get for compensation, okay? So they're looking back there at going ahead. The burden is on them to come up with an amount, okay? Yeah, the compensation, money. The fish represents money. So how big of compensation is it going to be? It's your job to figure it out, okay? How much did they try to get away with is what they're looking at. And we need to make this a happy family, happy thing in the end. So, yeah, the cross to bear. So they've got to figure out the amount, just how much misery did the person go through. Ooh, tower moment. How much of a tower moment was this? And that's what they have to figure out about the compensation. How much are we going to color this? How much are we going to give for this tower moment? So obviously they think that somebody has had irreparable damage done, okay? Someone has tried to get away with stuff and made it a burden to cross to bear on somebody else, okay? And now they need to figure out the compensation. So that's what I'm getting from our cards, okay? Pretty big loss, okay? Pretty big loss, okay? They're talking about it. Hidden, we don't get to see what they're talking about in their deliberation room for compensation. But indeed they are. They go, for this to go forward, you've got the burden of having to list an amount. Okay? Show me the money. Okay? So somebody's getting compensated. They feel like it's been a pretty big tower moment for somebody, okay, that needs to be compensated, okay? Someone's tried to get away with it, tried to get away with stuff, and made this a real difficult cross for somebody to bear when it comes to the family dynamics, etc. So that's what the cards say. We'll have to see what comes out. Oh my goodness, it's just craziness. Oh, so while we're waiting, So I wonder, is Johnny Depp watching this from overseas? Is he watching this? Let's look and see if the cards are going to tell us. I would think he would be wanting to see it immediately as it comes out. Ooh, that jumped out. Okay. That jumped out. Looking, trying to evaluate it, the judgment. Okay. Looking to try to evaluate the judgment. Okay. Okay, faithfully watching. So it looks like he might be watching it from overseas, waiting to see what it's going to be. Yeah, juggling this, waiting, again, makes sense, juggling it. Hopeful with it, that it's going to go his way. Okay, looks like he is looking to see what's going to happen. Rapidly, it's like coming. Okay, in emotional, yeah, rapidly, it's, you know, I'm sure they're both, yeah, sure they're both looking at this in the community, what's going to happen with those surrounding, about the tying up, okay, the message of it. He's waiting to see if she's getting tied up with this, waiting for the judgment, okay, nervous about it, of course, a bit nervous, and hoping that he can have this time with those surrounding him. There might be other people waiting with him, because usually this is community. So I would say maybe they're waiting for this to come out. I'm sure he might have others with him over there waiting in London, as we're hoping to get the message of the verdict, okay? And of course, he's hoping that the outcome is her tie up and not his, but juggling this. He's looking for the best outcome, waiting for the best outcome, and looking to evaluate this. You know, he's not real happy with everything, but faithful, you know, hoping that it goes well. So, again, we'll wait and see what happens with this. Let me turn this on another one and see what we have here. Let's see what we have.
At this point, and they had resumed their deliberations today. Thought it was going to come out, of course, and then this about face from the judge, and I kind of just can't help but wonder what's next. I mean, how long are we expecting this thing to go on? Of course, when the jury goes back into their jury deliberation room and comes back to actually have this verdict read, do we have any sense of timing, or is this just kind of up in the air?
You know, it depends on if it's a matter of process, the jury simply didn't understand the instructions, or if it's a matter of, okay, we've rendered a verdict, we know exactly what we wanted to do, we meant to fill something in, and it's simply, you know, they either missed it or they didn't understand the instructions, or if they were trying to make, again, a deliberate statement and it somehow get misinterpreted as to what they were supposed to do in that specific question. You would imagine that just because it is just sort of one part of this 8-page, 42-question form, that they would hammer that out and then come right back and render the verdict. But we don't know. I mean, so there could be, because they left it blank, some now deliberation among the jurors about how much they should award in damages. So then they would have to come up with a dollar amount. That may take more time. We just simply don't know. I was surprised that the jury had a verdict this early. I thought it would have taken several more days. They are determining a lot: the suit, the countersuit, the punitive damages, the compensatory damages on both sides. And then again, setting the scales for what damages should be awarded. It's a lot to go through. There was 100 hours of testimony spread out over 6 weeks, dozens and dozens of witnesses, including Heard and Depp themselves. There was audio, video, images, just really the works that the jury had to wrap their heads around. And of course, this is part of it: rendering the verdict, filling out every part in the exact way that the court requires. It's a lot to go through, obviously.
Steve,
Yes,
stand by for me, because I want to bring in NBC News legal analyst Barbara McQuaid, former U.S. attorney and law professor at the University of Michigan Law School. Barbara, let's talk through some of this, as Steve and I are trying to kind of hammer this out, but you're really the person we should be talking to as well. And that is kind of the statutes here, what we're expecting, especially in the state of Virginia, where these suits were filed, right? Countersuing, suing. I mean, Steve's got a great point, right? We thought this was going to take a heck of a lot longer than it actually did. So I'm wondering now if they have to go back to the jury deliberation room because they left this one area blank in which they need a number. I'm wondering, is this going to take longer than we're expecting if they're having to come up with a dollar value here, considering the fact that you had Johnny Depp suing for $50 million, Amber Heard countersuing then for $100 million?
Yeah, I can tell you that they'll be back within sometime between 10 minutes and 10 days. It is unclear
exact science.
Whether they simply, well, it's unclear whether they just forgot to fill in the blank, or whether they just haven't done that work yet. If they missed the point that, oh, now we have to assess the number and they're starting from scratch, that could actually take some time. Although my guess is it's going to be closer to 10 minutes than it is to 10 days, because I think they thought they were done. They walked in that courtroom thinking, oh, thank God, I'm going to go home tonight. And now they realize, wait, what? We have more work to do? And so I think they will make quick work of whatever it is they have to do. So I predict we still get that verdict today. But this is a big part of defamation law. It isn't just that you said something false about me that harmed my reputation. It's that it actually cost me something.
Okay, so what I pulled as she's talking is they're looking at particulars that happen, the heaviness of the abuse of power and the darkness of it that was said. So they're looking at it and they're just trying to figure out just how egregious is this actually, okay? How egregious is it? So let me pull a couple cards and see if there's any way you can figure out a bit of timing, although I'm not good with timing at all. I may get bupkis, which is probably more than likely. I'll get bupkis. How long this is going to be. Bupkis. Well, it's to an end. Okay? It's to an end, and they're bringing it out. They're bringing it out. So I would suspect it's not going to take too long. It looks like it's ending. There's the offering coming in place. Government thing, it's just a bit of a snafu. But I don't think it's actually going to take too long for them to come back with this. So let's see what they're saying now.
In civil case number CL 2019-2911, Mr. Depp's claim against Ms. Heard.
Well,
1. As to the statement appearing in the online op-ed entitled Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. In the Washington Post online edition, quote, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. The statement was about Mr. Depp. Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false. Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp. Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard. Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of this statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp. Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes.
She's not so smug right now.
2. As to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled A Transformative Moment for Women in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. In the Washington Post online edition. Quote, then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. 3. As to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled A Transformative Moment for Women in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. In the Washington Post online edition. Quote, I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse. End quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of this statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $10 million. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $5 million. In civil case number CL 2019-2911, Ms. Heard's claim against Mr. Depp. 1. As to this statement appearing in the April 8, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, Amber Heard and her friends in the media used fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and shield, depending on their needs. They have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as the sword, inflicting them on the public and Mr. Depp. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no. 2. As to this statement appearing in the April 27, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, quite simply, this was an ambush, a hoax. They set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops, but the first attempt did not do the trick. The officers came to the penthouses, thoroughly searched and interviewed, and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their story straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911, end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Ms. Heard proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, Mr. Waldman, while acting as an agent for Mr. Depp, made or published the statement? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was seen by someone other than Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven, by clear and convincing evidence, that the statement by Mr. Waldman was made with actual malice? Answer, yes. 3. As to this statement appearing in the April 27, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, we've reached the beginning of the end of Ms. Heard's abuse hoax against Johnny Depp, end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no. As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $2 million. As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $0.
Does either side wish to have the jury polled?
Yes, Your Honor.
Jamie?
Members of the jury, if this is your verdict, please answer yes. If this is not your verdict, please answer no. Juror number 6. Yes. Juror number 10.
Yes.
Juror number 15.
Yes.
Juror number 16.
Yes.
Juror number 22.
Yes.
Juror number 27.
Yes.
Juror number 29.
Yes.
I do find that the jury's verdict is unanimous. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes your service in this case. I want to thank you again for your dedication and your hard work during this trial. I know I speak for everybody here when I tell you that we appreciate your sacrifices and your time and your public service in this matter, okay? So I'm going to have you go back to the jury deliberation room for one more time, and then we'll release you from there, okay? All right, thank you.
We've been watching as the verdict is delivered in this Virginia courtroom, Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard, and the case that Amber Heard counterfiled against Johnny Depp. And what we've seen is a stunning verdict, almost entirely in favor of Johnny Depp here. The jury finding that Amber Heard, in her 2019 op-ed against in the Washington Post, did in fact defame him and has awarded $15 million total in damages. As for Amber Heard and her counterclaim, her counter lawsuit against Johnny Depp, there were 3 statements at issue here that were allegedly defamatory. In only one of those statements did the jury find for Amber Heard, and in that case awarded $2 million in compensatory damages, no punitive damages. So it's a mixed verdict somewhat, but as I turn to our NBC News legal analyst, Danny Savalos, it is, in sense, it is a stunning rejection of Amber Heard's story on the stand, her claims of abuse, the jury repudiating and finding.
So there we have it. Basically, when it all comes down to, in the end, Johnny Depp gets $13 million having to be paid by Amber Heard. They only had one thing with Amber Heard's that went and flew, and the cards came out. She kind of manipulated that a bit. She was able to manipulate that one, is what the card showed. But the rest of them did not fly. So overwhelming for Johnny Depp. So it looks like my original reading was right. He comes out on top. So there you have it. Thanks for tuning in. Love and light, and we'll see you online.